This is DC Danton Crow Crusader. It's the 1st of February, and it certainly feels like it. Here, oddly, there are no birds anywhere. The seagulls, look, are up in the sky, but they're not down on the field waiting for me. And that tells me that they've been harassed by something or somebody. Unfortunate. And no crows. And the pigeons, well, someone's there at the church, and I'm sure they're not very happy seeing those pigeons. But then they need to contact the pigeon handler. So this is not my problem. Anyway, yeah. Wow, look at this. Look at this, YouTubers. An empty field. Of course, the white van is there. I believe that's the house fart, the janitor of the shopping center who hates birds. I'm sure he did something as well. They know my schedule. I try to change it once in a while, but it's not always doable. What's that person in an orange suit doing back there? I'm not sure what he's doing back there. Could be that he works for the railroad. Not sure. It's very strange. He's looking for something. Looks like he's looking for something. Anyway, yeah, so I'm going to go ahead and put the food down and see what happens. But you can see our gulls are staying far away. Very unfortunate. Got a lot of nice, good food here. By the way, Charlie's bag. Put this in my pocket. Last night, when I was throwing down the last of Charlie's treats, a man who was waiting for his wife from the shopping center, he jumped out of his car and started screaming at me. He said he was a biologist, and he says, I'm feeding the birds bad things. And I said, how do you know what I'm feeding them? And he says, well, you're feeding them bread and this and that. Well, sometimes I do throw in a little wheat bread, low salt special bread, because that's what we eat. The brain has to have low sodium. So, but that's just, like 3 slices of bread. That's like nothing. I do not feed any of the birds anything that has salt in it, other than Charlie, his cheese, and Emmentaler is the lowest in sodium of all hard cheeses. And what else? Oh, and his sausage, which does have sodium in there, but I cook it till it's like nothing left of it. It's most of the salt is out of it, very little. And you see, Charlie's been eating his sausage for years and having a little bit of cheese for years, and he looks just great as long as you keep it at that. But I don't really, other than Charlie's little treats, which I do give out to some of the other birds what's left. I don't put that in their food. Their food is muesli, it's grain balls, it's wheat, it's a mixture of all kinds of seed, and that's what they get from me. And there's no sodium in there. Okay, so he says to me, he knows, and he says, well, I said, that's not what I'm feeding them. By the way, I understand the thing about salt. And he says, you're not allowed to feed in the Canton Turgal, you're not allowed to feed seabirds with bread or anything with salt in it, because it's very dangerous to them. But by the way, which I already know, but what I didn't know, which was interesting, and I did look this up, he says you're not allowed to feed seabirds on the lake, in the water, or in a sanctuary. But you can feed them here on the field. Okay? Interesting. So that evidently is a law. Okay? Let's move down here. Let's move down closer to here, a little bit away from everybody. This is a war zone, and we're surrounded. This is a small spot in the middle of a war zone. That's which you guess you call it a safe zone here. It's not very safe, because look at this. We have the church, we have Hayfley, we have the shopping center. We're all surrounded. On the other side, we have the terrible school, the janitor of the school, and her husband, and the people there living in our old apartment building. We're just surrounded by enemies. It's just it's just a war zone. So, but one of my subscribers made a comment, what's going to happen is one day it will be built on, and the owner of the land is just waiting for the highest bidder. It's just a matter of time, and it's going to come soon. Okay, this is a valuable piece of land, and he wants the highest amount of money for it. It's all about money here. It's all about money. But not just here. It's everywhere. But it's extremely bad here. But it is everywhere. So that's what makes the world go round, unfortunately. Okay? And there's a lot of good things you can do with money. But the people who have billions of dollars just aren't spending it on the right things. Okay? Some things are good. Reading programs for the poor, medications for the poor, on and on and on. Very good things. But if you think about the percentage of what these people contribute to the species, animals in the world, it's very little. It's almost nothing. It's negligent. They could spend a lot more money developing, habitats and trying to initiate laws, support laws that protect habitats and species across the world. And they just, I don't know, they could do a lot more, and they don't. So, let's face it, animals take a back seat to humans. And I don't know if that's ever going to change, right? Because at the top of the pecking order is Homo sapien, and that's just fact. So, I don't know, I don't see any birds coming down. They have their food here. Kind of threw it all in one pile there, but I don't see anyone coming down. Wow, is this wind cold? It's very cold. But look at that. Birds are still up in the sky. Yeah, something happened here, obviously. But look, not even pigeons are coming down. Look at that. Come on, guys. Come on down. I haven't seen Seymour. Where's Seymour? Well, he won't come. He won't come here. Stanley the gray heron doesn't come anymore. Where have we seen Stanley? So he's not here anymore. I hope he wasn't the heron that was hit by the car. I hope that wasn't him. But Camila said it looked like a smaller bird. But we don't know. Stanley is an adult, but we don't know. We don't know. It could have been Stanley, because Stanley hangs around in this area But look at this. Nobody's coming down. Nobody's coming down. Look at this. Well, I don't know what to say. It's very, very disappointing. It's very disappointing. Obviously something went on here. They fear something. I got a lot of mud on my shoes. Get some of that off before I get in the car. Yeah, very, very sad. Look at this. Look at these birds here. They just won't come down. Come on, guys. Come on, come get your food. Maybe I'll go inside the car and they'll feel more comfortable. Maybe it has to do with human beings today. And unfortunately, I'm one of them, right? And they could be afraid of all that. So, okay. Well, maybe Charlie will come down. Maybe he won't. We'll see. This is DC Danton Crow Crusader. A sad 1st of February. Another commentary on what's going on here in Kreuzlingen. Very, very sad. This is DC Danton Crow Crusader. Over and out. And let's hope that our birdies get the courage to come down. We'll see you. I'll see you later this evening. It's DC Danton Crow Crusader. Over and out.